Hi everyone, this is Jim. Welcome to this Blitz chess postmortem. This is a postmortem of my Blitz game number 257. I was white here. Kicked off with d4, and we got the Pirc defense, d4, e4, and knight f6. So d6 and knight f6, the characteristic opening moves of the Pirc, usually to be followed with g6. And so I decided to play, I've been playing this move bishop d3, and I decided to play a more mainline variation. So I play knight f3 this time, and he goes g6. And now the top choice here is the move f4 here, which is known as the Austrian attack. And that's a good way to play as well. But this is also a line, knight f3. This is a classical variation, bishop g7. And now the normal move here is just bishop e2. Just doing simple developing moves. You get your knights out, you get your bishops out, you get your pawns in the center. Looks like you've got a good solid position, and maybe with some pull for white. I went in for this bishop g5 move, and this is also interesting. He kicks it immediately. My opponent kicks it immediately with h6. Looks like c6 is a move here too, just sitting still and waiting to see what I do. But h6, asking the bishop where it wants to go, I retreat, and then playing knight g4. So if we back up, it might have been a good idea in this position to play h3 first. So that you see that's the second choice. And I think h3, that's one of its ideas, is you can play a move like bishop g5 and then bishop back to e3 without being harassed by this knight g4 move. So something to keep in mind next time. But I played bishop g5 right away, retreated. He went knight g4. He didn't play knight g4 right away. He castled first. He plays knight g4 in a move or two, right here. So we're out of the opening book at this point. I still have the typical opening advantage. It's not like I've made a horrible mistake or something, but just might be a little more convenient for me if I already had that move h3 in. But I don't want to trade the bishop, so I moved to f4. And now he needs to defend this pawn. He plays king h7. He could have tried g5 here. The chess engine seems to think that's an okay move. I guess because this gives me some advantage here with the h3. I kick the knight back. And then I develop my bishop. All look like good moves. Knight bd7 and castle. So we've sort of completed our setup, and now we have to come up with a plan. Black strikes out first with the move c5. And it's a little bit tricky. I think I don't want to take that pawn. It sort of helps his knight come forward, although it looks like that is an option here. I pushed on with d5, and then he plays a6, building up some ideas on the queen side. Maybe he's going after this knight and this pawn here, weakening the e4 square if he can chase the knight away, although it's pretty well protected right now. But I decided I want to keep the knight there for a while, so I play a4. So he just went b6. This shores up the c-pawn and also gives his bishop a place to develop. Although I don't know if the bishop is doing a whole lot on this diagonal. At some point he's going to have to figure out how to undermine e4. Maybe moving the knight and playing f5 is an idea here. He played e5 immediately. No, I play e5 immediately. I'm sorry, I was getting confused. So it looks like e5 was a bit of a premature break. The engine is liking moves like rook a to d1. Yeah, let's erase these arrows. Rook a to d1. Just continuing my development, putting my rooks on central files, or bishop to h2, dropping the bishop back. I guess it's not this point on h6 is well defended now with the queen, with the king and the bishop. So maybe just moving the bishop back where it's not so much of a target is a good idea here. And what else? Rook a d1, rook f e1. Normal sort of developing moves. Okay, I decided to push ahead with e5. I kind of like to break things up in the center when I get a chance. And it's not horrible. It's just that maybe it's not the best move in the position. D takes e5. But it does lead to some interesting play. I get to open up some lines. Knight takes. And bishop takes. And I guess black is about equal here. He plays bishop b7. I have created this weakness here. So that's kind of what the rest of the game, or the next phase of the game is whether this pawn is a weakness or a strength. I mean, if it gets rolling here. I mean, it does cramp black a little bit, and it may become a passed pawn if if black pushes e6, and I have a chance to play d6. That could be good for me. But let's watch how the game goes. I develop bishop c4. I want to hold on to the pawn. Rook c8. Now, rook c8 was not the right move there. So it says the best way for black to play here is immediate e6. Okay, challenging this pawn. Notice that I can't take because my queen is hanging. And my plan was actually to push on here, but this might be a mistake. Yeah, knight e4. No, that's knight d5. Knight d5 doesn't work. Knight e4. Why is this good? This is attacking the queen and the bishop. So I take the knight and he takes the bishop. Yeah, okay, that is good. Now he's got two guys attacking this pawn, and I'm hanging on trying to defend it. Rook a e1 or rook f e1. Makes more sense to me to put the rook there, and then bishop takes e4. He can just take it, huh? What happens if knight takes? No, not there. Where does he take? Bishop takes e4. Ah, takes the knight. That's his idea. And now he can take on d6. Okay, so yeah, so that pawn, with correct play from black, that pawn becomes a weakness. Okay, so fortunately for me, my opponent played rook c8. Gives me some time to shore up my defense of the pawn and defend my queen. Because I was aware of some of those tricks, actually. So I not until after it happened, but I realized I needed to defend my queen there. Game continues. Get both rooks in the center, and he goes after the pawn. I get my queen out of the way of his rook. But what I missed was actually I made a second threat when I moved the queen out of the way. Well, not a second threat, a threat, which is to attack the a6 pawn. I lined my queen and my bishop up in a battery when I moved here. I wasn't aware of that. I was mostly thinking when I made this move that I was just getting out of the way of the rook and trying to defend this pawn. I'd completely missed the fact that I was attacking on a6. So apparently it's hard to defend. The engine still gives rook d7 as the best move here. If he just retreats his rook back to try and hold on to the pawn, and then bishop c7, going after this pawn. Okay, pretty interesting. So looks like I have a strong position here, but I'm not playing the best moves. He went rook d7. I completely ignored the fact that I was attacking the a pawn and just played the move h4. He went h5. And now, once again, I could take the a pawn. Instead, I play queen to f3 with some ideas of putting pressure on the knight. And still, you know, some advantage to white in all of this. Black missed his best chance to equalize when he didn't play e6 at that time. Seems a little bit scary to put my queen in this pin, but I thought I would get more out of it, and also I had ideas of moving the queen either to get rid of those arrows, moving the queen to the side or up this way to get out of that pin. And the pawn for now is adequately defended, and if he plays e6 I can take and disrupt his pawn structure. So I was feeling okay about this position, and right here my opponent blunders, so he plays e6 now. And this just leaves the knight hanging, and at least I noticed this one, so I take. He takes, queen takes, and it's pretty much over. Rook d6 was played. Maybe these aren't the best moves, but basically black is losing pretty much no matter what he does. And I am winning. I was expecting him to take back immediately. If he takes back, I was thinking I could drop the queen to this square g5. Yeah, this is still winning. And then after an exchange like this, you know, bring the knight in or the bishop in to attack the pawn on g6. Yeah, okay, so that would have been winning too. He played rook takes d1 right away. I went queen. No, it's black's move. I took back. He went queen c6. Okay, threatening mate. So I blocked the mate. Cancel that. I didn't block that way. Oh, I blocked with the bishop. Right. that was another game I was thinking of. I had a bishop here in another game, and there was a mate threat, and I was able to play f6 and defend against it that way. But f3. Okay, but blocking with the bishop is pretty simple. It allows me to trade off another piece. When you're piece up, that's usually a good thing to do. And then rook to d7. So it looks like just e7 is maybe the strongest move, but rook d7 is quite good enough, attacking the queen and threatening to take on f7. So queen takes d7. Yeah, okay, so this leads to a forced mate, so this has got to be good. Queen to b8 now, and mate in 10, or queen to a8 with mate in 9. So yeah, as the chess engine thinks about it more and more, it's clear this is pretty much over. He played queen c6, went ahead and took here, and after the exchange it's still a forced mate in a couple of moves. He went king h6, and I pushed the pawn forward. Just no way to stop me from getting another queen. He went queen to d6. Maybe he was thinking of threatening down here, but the knight is covering that, so I can just go ahead and make another queen, and then this is mating, the threat of queen here. Checkmate is no way to stop that. So that's how the game ended. My opponent resigned at this point. So I thought there were some interesting moments in it, but also I was just happy to get a win in after a series of draws and losses. So I was happy to I'm glad to be able to upload this and show you a game that I actually won. So if you have any comments on this, leave them in the section below, and I will see you again soon. Bye.